Hey, it's your friendly cowboy. I haven't done a video, I don't think, since the first year. I've done a few, but I've never actually uploaded them because things came out and straightened things up. People said the right things that they should have said, so there's no sense in me trying to go over the top of them and said, well, you said this. Now, I am talking about COVID-19 vaccines, okay? I am not quite sure what to think about all this. For one, yes, I caught COVID-19. And no, I did not get tested. I just know that I had it because for 3 to 4 days, I had no sense of smell or taste. I was taking shots of whiskey and swishing them in my mouth like it was nothing. I have a video on my Facebook about that. And now, this is for the true cowboy way. Now people are starting to get vaccinated right now. I live in Arizona, so I put my hands in my way. So that means that they said over 30 million have been vaccinated, which is more than have caught the disease. Well, it says that at the top of the header. But in actuality, if you read down through the header, it says that reported cases of people with COVID-19. Well, there's a big difference between reported cases and actual cases. They want everybody to get tested. And what amazed me during all this mess of this testing and doing this and doing that is that the places that you saw people getting tested, drive through, being in your car, big old parking lot, and getting your nose swabbed. Now you can just get it barely swabbed and it can tell if you have COVID-19 and all these different things that they did now. Now they could do it with spit or whatever. The thing about it is that they would test 10, 12,000 people and they would get, anywhere from, in the Phoenix area, Maricopa area, or Arizona, they would get, through the state, it would 12 or 10 to 12, sometimes 15,000 people would get tested, but only around 4,000 people would actually have the disease or be tested for the disease. Now, they never once told us what the percentage rate of this test was, what accuracy is it. Could it be this? Could it be accurate? Could it be not accurate? I never read anything that told you the actual accuracy of the testing. At first, it was 100%, and then it kind of weighed off of that, and then nobody ever said anything about it. So that's what I'm confused about. Also, with this came, by the way, if you look behind me, that's actually my apartment. That's my roommate's room there. But anyway, and that black thing you see sticking up right there, that's to my little punching bag that looks like a man. You set it in there and wiggle it down to your height or whatever, and you punch it, whatever. Well, that's there. It's full of water. But, and I'm not worried about anybody picking that damn thing up because I could barely pick it up, much less somebody try to pick it up over that little wall right there. But anyway, I'm just confused why there's a big push to get this vaccine. I understand that people want to get the vaccine. I understand people are thinking that this vaccine will stop them from getting the virus. And so far it has. So far out of, I think in Arizona we've inoculated over 3 million people. Now in Arizona, I think our population in our state is over 7 million. So 3 million is a big chunk. But there's a lot of people that have had it. Now, and the reason I've had it, the reason I know I've had it, besides the lots of sense and smell and taste, is that a friend of mine, she had it. She's the one that gave it to me. Her whole family had it. Her whole family got tested. And yes, she had to get tested because she works at a grocery store and she had to stay home for 14 days. And yes, she went through I used to yell at her every single day. I called her up and I said, you need to get your ass up, move. Get around, quit sitting at home and coughing and hacking. You're sitting there thinking about wanting to move. Get your ass up and move. Because more you breathe, more you cough. And she'd go, well, maybe I should get some cough medicine. No, don't get cough medicine. You cough that shit out. Get that shit out of your lungs. Sorry I'm cussing, but this is what it is now. I'm tired of being nice, and I'm tired of being, I don't know. I just don't think that being nice is being helpful no more. So anyway, I called her up and I said, have you got up and walked around? Have you walked around the block? Have you walked down the street? Because she lives in Tempe, and it was pretty nice outside. And she goes, no, I haven't got out. No, I feel terrible. And I'm like, yeah, I know you feel terrible, but are you running a fever? And if you're not running a fever, get your ass out and start walking. Get your lungs working. Get breathing. Yeah, you might have to stop. Stop for a minute, and take the puppy dogs out for a walk. Stand there and relax, catch your breath, whatever. You get a little winded, walk a little bit further. When it gets too much, then you turn around and come back. And then you sit down and you relax for a while, or you take a nap afterwards if it wore you out. All right? Then you get back up and you try to do it again. And eventually she started doing that, and eventually she started feeling a lot better. By the time she went back to work, she was still tired and give out because it took it out of you. And when it took it out of me too, I was, oh geez, trash truck. Oh geez, I was, for a week there, I was like at 50%. I couldn't hardly do anything. I was crappy, grumpy. Would get to work, and yes, I'd still work during it. And no, I didn't ever tell anybody that I caught it either. And guess what? As far as I know, nobody caught it at my work because nobody missed any days either. So there's a few people that got tested, but they found that they were not positive, and they went back to work. So sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days to get the test back. So, and I could have done the COVID vacation, but no, shit had to be done. Now, did I put other people in danger? Maybe. But all the people that I work for are my age or younger. And I'm 52. So the recorded cases of people dying at my age or getting sick bad at my age and below were less than 1%. So most of them are 55 and older. And right now that's what our state is at. At 55 and older, you can go get a test. And now they're complaining that disabled people can't get tests. And I'm like, no, that's not true. We got government agencies that'll look into that and go pick them up. We got rideshare companies. Uber is doing free rides to go get tests and, get your shots or whatever. That's just what they're going to do. And don't let these people, especially CNN, they're famous for lying. Oh, that's my shadow. They're famous for lying about shit. Or taking something that's minor and stretching out farther. And from now on, call people liars. Don't let them get away with that. Oh, it was misspoke. No, you're lying. There's no misspoke of anything. You purposely lie. Especially if you're in that business. Because you have most of your stuff written down and blah, 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 reading it out. And this is blah, 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 blah. And that one lady said, I'll circle back to you. Why can't we have the lady that was part of, why don't we elect a person that will stay what the president says and stuff instead of having it, his person and that person, because that last lady we had, I loved it. No, wait a minute. Let me go back to what you said, and this is what I said, and this is what you said, and this is what I said, and go back and quit lying and saying, and she should have said, quit lying. That's all she had to do. And no, yes, you are lying. If you're not telling the truth, then you're lying. There's no in between. But anyway, and I understand that Trump, he probably lied a lot too, but Trump is kind of like your old grandpa. Trump says, well, I caught a 10-pound catfish and it took 3 hours to get it pulled in. And actually, it was a 1-pound catfish and it took you 5-10 minutes to get pulled in. But that's the fishing story, and that's how Trump used to do things. And he loves the grandiose, something like that. Make it bigger. And I don't understand why people want to lie so much about this vaccine. And now, the masks. Okay, as far as I know, I've looked at all the different websites and looked at every single thing I've looked at 20 or 30 different websites, looked at 20 or 30 different cases, studies of different things, and the only one that I read that had to do with masks and being able to help against quote-unquote COVID virus was the N95. Now, the N95 is a very different mask compared. It's got little ventilations on the side. And there's a lot of N95s that are fake. You actually have to get medical grade N95s for it to actually work. Now, wearing a dust mask doesn't stop COVID-19. It just stops dust. And dust are big particles. Dust very big particles compared to the COVID-19. We're talking 5 microns or bigger, which would be similar to dust, but I think dust is anywhere from 13 to 14, or 13 and on up for microns, or maybe even larger. But there's 3 different studies that have been out there now. That CDC even said it at one time, and then they took it off their post, that it is now an aerosol, which means anywhere you go, you can catch it. The masks were made to keep you from coughing and sneezing and hacking and, I don't know, yelling at people. I don't know, put it on your face, little spittles come out, because like me and other people, we have projectile talking. Especially when we get around our friends, we're usually wiping our face. All right, dude, you have to say it, not spray it, wipe your face off. That is what they were worried about, the close proximity of people talking and spittle coming out. And then concerts, people singing and people cheering and stuff like that. Spittle coming out. I understand that. But my ears are what to compress. Maybe there's a high pressure sitting in. Anyway, so the M95 is the only one, and I read the full laboratory synopsis of it, was that they were kept from anywhere from 9 to 6 feet apart. It was in a room with ventilation. They put the mist in the air or whatever they did to get the difference, so they could find out how far away you had to be for the particles. My nose is itching. How far away the particles had to be, or how far away you had to be from each other to do the particles. And they come out as the 6 feet deal, that it drops after 6 feet because of the weight of the particles, which are anywhere from 5 microns or more, which is a little bitty small spittle. Now, considering that people are catching it, they're no close to each other than 6, some are 12, 13, 14 feet apart. Some are in a different room. Some are in a different building. People that have locked themselves into their own house and had stuff delivered to them, and they supposedly sprayed down the stuff and sanitized it. There's people, because I deliver for Instacart every once in a while, that there's people that actually put the bags outside and they'll spray the stuff before it comes in. And I've seen them do it. And I'm like, well, okay. I mean, if you're going to be that anal retentive about it, yeah, never come out of your house to spray. Those people are still catching it. So it's not that it's in our spittle. People are nowhere around each other. It's in our spittle. Let me correct myself. It is in our spittle, but it is also in our natural breath. And even the CDC came out recently, is after the people, even after they started getting inoculations, the people, Fauci even said that you should try not to talk to people. Stay away from people. Try to stay away from people and not talk to them. Now they're coming out with the people that have been inoculated, what they should do afterwards. Well, we already know. Anywhere from up to 14 days afterwards, they still wear the mask and stuff like that, whatever. But then they're saying, well, they also got variances of the South Africa, the UK variants of this, that you could get sick again. Yeah, you're going to get sick again, but the problem is you're not going to get sick as bad as the original coronavirus or COVID-19, or now they're calling it SARS-19, SARS-2-19, or they've been calling that. That's what amazed me is how fast they had this inoculation. Did they know it was coming, so they hurried up and started doing something? Is it a base inoculation and then just add stuff to it like coronavirus, or if they can add the flu virus, or if they can add Ebola virus, because there is stuff to help you with Ebola now. But is it a base inoculation and they add stuff to it, or did they just within a year was able to create this virus that magically is getting away with curing coronavirus? Well, it's not curing it; it's stopping it. And people are still catching afterwards. Well, yeah, but they're not getting as sick as bad. And I understand that. It's like getting the flu virus. If you get the flu virus, if you get shot, there's anywhere from 15 to 47% chance that you won't get it as bad. Or if you just be like me and catch H1N1, one of the badass ones, and yes, I have documentation that I did catch the swine flu, that I don't think I've had the flu since then. I really don't. I've had bronchitis. Bronchitis is a totally different thing. But I haven't had the flu. I don't get fevers very often anymore, which is cool. Even with this, I really didn't run a fever. I sweat a little bit, and I could have been running a fever, but it was a low-grade fever, maybe 99, 101. My body temperature is low. It's 97.2 all the time. That's why I like hot weather, because plus my joints don't hurt, and I'm like cold-blooded animal. I'm like a snake, lizard, fish. But, because my body temperature's like 92.7. I've actually dropped it down to 95 degrees once. They thought I was sick. I was in hospital in the Navy, and they had the air conditioner on, and it was 95 degrees. 95.6 or something like that. And they asked me, are you okay? Are you cold? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I said, I'm a little chilly, but I'm fine. They go, and they took it 2 or 3 times, and it came out 95.6 all 3 times. And they was like, you shouldn't be this cold. And I was like, I just have a low body temperature. Anyway, so that's my thing about the mask. They're telling you to wear 2 masks. That's fine if you want to wear 2 masks. It's not going to cause any difference. It might stop you from... Oh, by the way, I found out something. The reason why the flu season did not happen, I'm going to tell you, and you can look this up and you can ask your doctors. When COVID-19 affects the body, the same people that have COVID-19 didn't have the flu. The reason that is because when COVID-19 attacks the body, it either goes through your nose, your mouth, your eyes, an orifice in. That sounds so terrible. And I know what some of you are thinking, and probably yes, I don't know. Anyway, so that it creates your body starts releasing a protein. The cells that it's attacking starts releasing a protein. And that protein also starts sending a signal to the white blood cells. Yeah, read way too much of this. The white blood cells that attack the virus, or try to attack the virus. And they're fighting, and boom, boom, boom. And they release this protein. This protein also stimulates all the white blood cells in your nose factories, in your eyes, in your sinuses, in your mouth, in your throat. everywhere in your lungs, everywhere there's an air inlet, it starts attacking this virus. Now, what happens is if the flu tries to come in and invade another virus, it gets repelled because the body's already actively trying to, this is just a layman's terms, okay? Your body's already trying to stop the COVID-19 virus. And it will work the other way. If you were to catch the flu and your body starts, going against the flu, and it creates the white blood cells and the protein releases the signal to the body, the COVID-19 virus won't be able to infiltrate your body as easily, or it won't be able to infiltrate your body at all. Now, that's why you haven't been seeing a combination of people having the flu and COVID-19. See, at the beginning, I thought people could get COVID-19 and the flu at the same time. And I was wondering why are we not tested for the flu, too, if they already have COVID-19. Now, that was the reason why. It's because there's a different, when your body fights one virus, it keeps the other virus from actually coming into the body because your white blood cells, your immune system is already in overdrive. So it automatically blocks it off or stops it, keeps it from coming in. That's something I did not know. And then now they're saying one virus might be better than the other, and or this or that or another. And we got the Pfizer, we got Johnson & Johnson now. I've been delivering actual refrigerators and freezers to hospital rooms, to medical offices. Just medical office, your local doctors and stuff like that. They're in, big office buildings. And I delivered one to a 3rd, 4th story building. And they're like family medicine, asthma. They have a whole bunch of different things in the building. But anyway, it's a freezer and refrigerator setup, brand new. And they're looking at me like, did we order this? Is this supposed to come? Come to find out, it's probably where they're going to start giving the vaccine. And I'm, for one, am not going to get the vaccine. I come in contact with too many people for right now that I should go get tested to see if I have the antibodies. But I know I do. Because there ain't no way I could drink whiskey like I did yet, 2 months ago now? I think I caught it in December or January. Anyway, I was drinking shots of whiskey and couldn't even taste it. That's weird. It burned the back of my throat, but I couldn't taste it. So it only lasted 2 or 3 days, and then it went back to burning, making you throw your head back. Because straight Jack Daniels makes me do that. Now, Jack Daniels Fire, that's smooth. I like the taste of that. Rye, and that's what I was drinking, I believe. Rye. Was I drinking rye? Might have been just drinking regular Jack Daniels. Anyway, rye's got a real kick to it. But, so that's my information on this. Now, I'm also going to start talking about why do we have TV shows, just a little anecdote at the end. Anecdote at the end. Why do we have these TV shows that say that, like, Solomon's Mines found. And you have Solomon Mines found, and then they show, well, this could be the mine. This is what we're thinking it is. Or all these TV shows that said, we found this, and then they go, well, we could have found this. It possibly could be this, or it might be this. And I know it's called The Hook. So you watch the show. But why watch the show over and over again of the same stupid thing over and over again when we know so far there's not definitive proof and it would not be on these shows? And there's one show now, it's in England. They go and they look different places where there should be a castle or was a castle, or they go back in history and read the paperwork or read the history of the place and say, well, there's a castle over here, but it's not there no more, and all this stuff. We only have 3 days to do it. Why? Why only 3 days? Why can't you have a month, 2 months, 4 months to do it? Why? Is it because you're doing a show and you're trying to prove something that might not be proven, but could be proven, but still not proven? It's so stupid. I don't understand. I've listened to some of this stuff and I've watched these shows, and time again, I get let down. I'm like, well, that's not what it said. It said that it was going to find that, but it didn't find that. What the hell? Anyway, I'll talk about those shows. I'm not going to talk about Biden or the election because most of us know what the truth is. I do think, you puppy dog, I do think that it was all this information that came out that said we have the smoking gun, we have this, we have that. It was there. The only problem is they were told to shut up. I don't know why they were told to shut up, but for some reason they were told to shut up. And like Trump, he was going to release all these documents of, because he is the one, as president, you are allowed to declassify anything you want to declassify because you're the top dog in the presidency. Apparently you're not. Apparently you are told by somebody else that you can or cannot do this. And he didn't release most of the documents that he said he was going to release. And then also, and just certain things that confused me that, like, the media gets away with things that are not right. That, like with the Russia collusion thing. They really didn't come out with any smoking gun. And if a person is considered basically acquitted of the charges that Trump supposedly they could kick him out of office, they should come back and charge all the other people that accused him of doing this stuff with falsifying documents. But I don't know if they'll do that or not with Nancy Pelosi and all those different things because they lied. They completely straight out lied. They said they had the information. They didn't have the information. They said they did this. They didn't do this. I know it's called, what do they call it? Smoke and mirrors? No. It's something to do with fire. I can't remember the name of the thing they use in the quote-unquote political atmosphere of this. Anyway, Brenda Cowboy. Now I want y'all to understand that I'm going to try to come out once a week with a video. And I'm going to start doing this again. And if they kick me off Facebook, who gives a shit? You know. I don't care really if they watch me or not. Like I said before, I came close to 600, but now I'm not so going to 600 anymore. I guess people got tired of watching me. I don't know. I don't care. Just because I have a lot of things to say, and sometimes my friends just don't want to hear what I have to say. They most of them agree with me, but they say I talk about the same thing over and over and over again, and I don't. I talk about other things. It relates to the other stuff, but I talk about other things. Like with this COVID-19 and the mask wearing and all this stuff. It even says in the packages with the mask, not to use to stop COVID-19, not used to protect. This product is not for protection of COVID-19. It'll say that on most of the packages, or all of them. I don't know, except for the N95. And if it's what I think it is, that there's 3 different versions of the COVID virus or any virus. There's a touch, feel, surfaces, face. You know, that's how you catch it. Or there's a spittle. They call that airborne, where it can float in the air for a little bit and get on people and cause them to have the virus or whatever because they touch their face or it goes in their mouth, nose, or eyes. And then there's the aerosol, and I've said this before, that it's just in natural air, breathing and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Friendly cowboy, y'all have a good day. And try to be nice to your neighbors, because if you try to be nice to your neighbors, maybe they'll be nice to you. Or try to be nice to yourself for trying to be nice to your neighbors, because no sense of being angry and bitter about things. That's my job. Y'all try not to do that. Friendly cowboy. Y'all have a good day. Bye.